But first, I skidded a bit. This bad manners come from way back, but we are cutting it in Jesus' name. And then what? That's it. And then what? I'm looking for friends. Napapata. I'm looking for friends. Please. Lowering. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Unapologetic with D. I'm so excited as usual to have you back on here. And thank you so much for the joy, the love that you guys have shown me thus far. So, what are we talking about today? Oh. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notification button and bell, and do the needful. Because this podcast, Sunflower, is just so excited to always be here and share what I have to share. So, on today's episode, we're talking about making friends in your adult life. Now, I am said to be a social butterfly and all those things, A, B, C, D, but I don't think I see myself that way, because I might be friendly, but I take friendships extremely personal. That's why I think I don't want to offend anyone, but some of you even know in your heart of hearts, yeah, my colleague, some of you are just my bystanders. But I take friendships really seriously, and I would just like to take this opportunity to mention that I lost a friend not too long ago, and I made this friend in a very unusual way, like I always make my friends that mean the world to me. So I was having this function, and this friend of mine heard about it, and she just went crazy and just said, I want to go all out and do whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, this person has such a heart of God. I lost her a few weeks ago, and that was something that was really hard for me, and I am praying for strength. I know how painful it was, but I'm praying for strength for her family and her children and all that. So, making friends in your adult life. So, me growing up on a whole different province and moving here after I completed high school and whatnot meant I literally needed to start life all over again. So I moved here right after high school, that's like 17, 18 years old. And I moved to a whole new town. Initially, I only came here to visit, but you know how these things work. When you leave your hometown for a visit, if you go back, bless your heart, but there are some of us who just moved and never went back. So college happened, uni happened, work happened, and I needed to start making new friends. So, excuse me. So I was with this person. I had my first boyfriend. I had to leave and say, oh no, I'll be coming back and everything. And I had this childhood best friend that I had for the longest time, from like 4th grade to 12th grade. I told both of them I'll be coming back, and I really did thought I was going back, because I didn't even carry everything that I needed to carry, but eventually it happened, and I ended up staying in Lusaka. So that meant new church, new environment, new friends, and I am socially awkward. It's not even fun. I don't know how I make it work, but I sort of make it work when I get used. So I joined a new church, and the only way I could make friends was if I went to youth groups, and you know how those shenanigans go. I couldn't go out because who was I going to go out with? It was really a lonely space. Then, of course, I got to meet a few people and whatnot. But then, with time, you get to realize the older you get, the more meaningful relationships you want to carry. So I made a few friends here and there, and I have a problem. I at least I know I have a problem, and I know I have a problem, and I can work on that problem. My problem is I trust easily, I love big, and I overshare. And I have realized that in the recent past that hasn't served me any good, especially the part where I overshare, where you feel like, oh, this is my friend, so if I share what I have to share, probably they'll be happy for me, but I've ended up being hurt. And I feel like friend hurts, I don't know if my English is correct over there, but friendship hurts are worse than heartbreak, I promise you, because I feel like we pour out more, we give more in our friendships than you can ever give in a romantic relationship. Anyway, so with time I realized that I was hurt so bad, and I needed to find my way again with new friends and all that. So my early 20s happened, and college, uni had to happen, and I know I needed to make friends. I couldn't rely on the friends that I had back home in the copper belt because we were in different spaces. Even the times that I would visit, the few times that I would visit, it's like you've known this person your whole life, but simply because you're in different spaces, your priorities are different and everything is different. So I felt a serious void, guys. So when I decided to make meaningful relationships, that's why I know a lot of people get hurt when I make funny statements like, oh, I might have a lot of people around me, but when these four friends, it's not because I am disregarding everyone else that regards me as a friend and I regard as a friend, but friendship for me is something deeper than a romantic relationship. I keep stressing this point because friends are there for you when that love isn't, friends are there for you when that love is there. Friends are there for you in every season. So I have been battling with navigating on how to make friends because I am in a space right now where I have transitioned into the person that I am, and I feel like meaningful relationships are something important because no man is an island. I used to say that thing, my one friend is very important and whatnot, but I have gotten to a place where I realize that associations are important, connections are important. The only way you are going to make it in whatever circle, in whatever sphere, is if you have connections. So now, how to make these friends with my social and emotional awkwardness? I began being intentional about it. I started going out a little more, out of my way, out of my comfort zone. So I will say this, I am an amazing friend. I am an amazing friend. I don't care what you think. I am an amazing friend. And I feel like I give a lot more. I give out a lot more than I obviously should. And that's not a problem. I mean, that's who I am. So how much am I willing to give in this relationship? So I have decided to be intentional about it. Instead of people approaching me, I am instead approaching people and trying to create circles. So I am into the creative arts, I am into all these things, but if I decide to stick to my one and only Nsofwa and say no, Nsofwa will be my go-to person only, I think that's going to be a problem because Nsofwa is not in every single sphere. You understand what I mean? She's not in every single circle. She might connect me to whoever it is that she can connect me to, but then that's as far as she can go. Not because she can't, but that's because that's all she can do. So I began being intentional about this thing, and I have realized it's actually working in my favor because if I am a business person, I am a school person, I am a church person, I am a work person, I am a person who's in different circles and spheres. So in my business sphere, I cannot only have one friend. I need to have a certain connect, a certain circle that I am going to rely on to help push my business, and that applies to every area of my life. So what have I been doing to make these intentional steps? Because making friendships in your adult life, guys, is one of the hardest things I have ever had to do, and I've done pretty hard things, but making friends for me has been one of the hardest things. Making meaningful friendships has been one of the hardest things, because I would like my friends to share the same values as I do. I would like them to share the same ideologies, the same, I mean, not everything needs to be in the same, not everything needs to be exactly the same, but I would like to have common ground, because there's no way I'm going to be with someone who is left, right, and then how are we going to connect? You understand? So I have been intentionally going out of my way and finding groups of people that meet at certain places. I have started being more socially aware of my environment. I seem friendly, yeah, but at first glance I've gotten that, oh, you look so unfriendly, you look so serious, you look so what. So I've been intentional about that. I smile a lot more now, I say hi a little more than I should, so that you never know who you might meet. So because I want to make friends in certain circles, I have decided to expand my sphere in this friend search. So church groups, I have been trying to mingle with people from different places, different churches that I have similar interests and goals with. So I have, you know, when you're invited to my group things and whatnot, I have intentionally decided to be going, because every time I was invited, I was that person who you invite, you even know this person, even if I'm inviting this person is not coming. And I was proud of that. Like, I would even post everywhere, like, yeah, invite me, like, I'll be happy for you guys to invite me, but just no, I'm not coming. And I was that person. But now I have made intentional moves to actually go to these things. So now there's one key interest that I've taken into this year is worship concerts, like any musical concerts and whatnot. And I've met some of the most amazing people in those concerts, and I feel like those friendships have started to grow because we share common things. And I have intentionally decided to be hosting game nights. I'll be hosting my first game night very soon. I hope you guys are going to be a part of it. I plan to share how it's going to go, and I want random people. Okay, like not random people that are walking on the street and I know what. A friend of a friend. So I invite like someone who can invite someone so that we can meet. And also with my school, okay, let's not talk about my school, but then again, whoever is from my school, I didn't mean like to hurt you or anything like that, but what I mean by not my school is I'm only there on Saturdays. I mean, I could meet someone. Okay, maybe let me talk about meeting friends at school, but I don't know how it's gonna work. I only go there on Saturdays. I'm not there often, but you never know who you might meet, so let me just keep that option open. So maybe I might meet someone at school. I'm open to meeting new friends, sharing ideas and whatnot. The most recent friend I met, I don't know if I should say this, but the most recent friend I met at Granddaddy's. So this person, we ordered food, and this person was sitting across me, and we were sharing jokes with the friends that I was with and whatnot. And then the waiter kind of like took long, and then when they came, I don't know what accident they had, they poured their drink, and then I made a comment to say these waiters are so overworked, especially over the weekend, and sometimes I feel like, you know, some of these accidents are not because it was intentional, but because they are so overworked. And we got talking from there, we exchanged numbers, and I realized this person actually is into arts and music and whatnot. So we actually vibed at that length, you know. And I honestly feel like she is a great person and I want to cultivate this friendship. Sometimes I feel like because I am a Christian girl, a girl, the baby girl of the Almighty God and whatnot, I feel like sometimes as Christians, especially as Pentecostal Christians, the most judgmental religious people I've ever met, you know, refuse to mingle. They don't refuse in your face, but they just refuse to mingle with other people because Lord knows why. But I've actually realized these people that we are shunning from are actually some of the best people. So open up your hearts, guys, because I have met the most amazing people that are from the most unexpected places. You never know what you might do for someone. You never know what impact you might have on that person. For instance, the friend of mine that I recently lost had the biggest smile, the biggest heart, the biggest everything. So the first time, like I mentioned, the first time I met her and actually interacted with her, I had an upcoming event and she heard about it and was like, I love to support people when they're getting into whatever it is that they're getting into, and if there's any way that I can do whatever it is I can do, I'm going to lend a helping hand. And we began talking. She sent the money over and I sent it to wherever it was supposed to go. I was so amazed at the deed that this girl did. She invited me over for lunch with my then partner, and then we realized we actually shared the same ideologies and whatnot, and we became such good friends. I treasure that friendship so much because when I was going through the hardest time in my life, she'd like randomly check on me. Are you okay? Are you doing this? Are you what? Can I come pick you up? Let's go for a drive. Let's go for a what. Her sister, I hadn't even met her sister then, but her sister was having a birthday party and she said, I feel like you would vibe with my sister, like you have the same kind of vibes. Let's go to her birthday party. So I was like, but I won't know anyone. She was like, you will know me. Trust me, you'll be fine. So that's not something that I would typically do, but I decided to go, and trust me, I met some of the best people I have ever met. And this idea for like game night and whatnot actually was birthed from her, because she would have these amazing game nights at her house and she would invite me, and I would be amongst people that I have never met but hold such beautiful positions in these sectors that you would want to dive in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you have such an amazing circle and whatnot. And I felt so included in that circle, and I felt like it's something that was very necessary for her to do, because when we went to her funeral, oh my gosh, there was people, Kaya, if that English is right, but poinseranto, simply because of the heart and the openness that she had. And I feel like the opportunities that came her way were because of the people that were around her and the people that she actually allowed into her circle. There are a few things that I would like to mention as you decide to make friendships in your adult life. Like I mentioned, I overshare. I am a big lover. I am such a giver, and sometimes I feel like some of these traits, some of these traits might be taken advantage of, but you just need to know where exactly to share, who exactly to share with. I can't help who I love. Unfortunately, I am one of those people that just will love you to your death. So I am on a serious quest. I am on a personal journey. This is one of my one of my resolutions. That's the word. That's on my vision board this year, to make at least 5 meaningful relationships. I mean, we have so many months left, and I feel like I can make, if at least I don't make the target of 5, at least I can make 3 meaningful relationships that I will carry with me to my 30s, to my 40s, to my 50s, because making friends in your adult life is the hardest thing. I remember back when I was a kid, I had these people move into our neighbor's house, like opposite neighbor's house, and they had a girl almost my age. So her brother knocked at my door, our gate and stuff like that. So I went and opened, and he said, my sister is lonely and she's looking for someone to play with. I saw you and I was like, you're in the same age range and whatnot. But first I skidded a bit. This Batman has come from way back, but we are cutting it in Jesus' name. So I skidded a little bit, but then I was like, let me just hang out. And I ended up having such an amazing friend in her. Up until now, we have fallen apart here and there, but at least I can say it's a friendship that I carried from like way back, and it was so meaningful. I wish making friends was that easy, where you just randomly meet someone and say, I'm bored. You know how we used to make best friends in primary school, where you just write like a letter, can you be my best friend, and you guys just become the bestest of friends. I just wish we could have something like that as adults. It would make life so much easier, especially that I have, like most people, have fluctuations in my mental health and whatnot. I feel like if you have a healthy circle around you, it's going to be so much easier to get through whatever it is that you need to get through and find the help that you need to find. But if you're an island, if you're one of those that has two friends, one friend, and excuse me, your two friends and your one friend are busy, and then what, Basi? And then what? Trust me, I was in that space too, but I really am feeling like I need to expand my boundaries, especially because I am stepping out and doing things outside my comfort zone. Sometimes when you have two friends and you bombard them with all your problems, it's stress. It's a lot of stress. So I feel like we need to start decluttering our spaces, and finding healthy relationships. So I am sending out friendship applications. I'm just kidding. I am open to making new friends. I am very, very open to making new friends. I am deciding to make this a point in my life, because I will not say this enough. Friends are important. The Bembas say, what do the Bembas say about friends? They say, ukwangala kwachilolupwa. It simply means your friends can stay closer to you than your family can. And I've found that to actually be very true, because there's some people that are like a tight-knit family and all that, but then there's the majority of the people that you can only go so far with sharing with your cousins and whatnot. But with that friend who you're constantly with, doing your bad behaviors, your good behaviors, your old behaviors, you'll be more comfortable with that person. So I implore you guys, my fellow adults, that friendship is everything. I value friendship. I value it more than anything, because friends are family, friends are blood, friends are everything. So I encourage each and every one of you that's on a quest like me to make good, meaningful relationships in your adulthood life, to make the necessary steps that you need to make and make your intentions known. Shoot your friendship shots, guys. Even with me, I'm open to having new friends. Please, I need you. You never know where you might need me too, so we need each other. Making friends is stressful, guys, especially in Lusaka. Everything is stressful in Lusaka. Love is stressful, friendship is stressful, work is... I can't with this city. But anyway, thank you so much. I hope you decide to make meaningful friendships like I've decided to, and let's see how that goes. So tell me what you think. Tell me if you'd like me to be your friend. You can follow me on my socials, please. You can follow me on my socials. I'm going to put them down in the description box, and you can message me and let's go out on a coffee date. Let's go out on mocktail dates. Let's go out on dates and see how this friendship vibe is gonna go. So thank you so much. I hope I've said everything I need to say, but the most important thing is, let's be friends, guys. Please, I'm looking for friends. Napapata, I'm looking for friends, please. I'm sure I have something that you might need as well. But like, seriously, let's like make meaningful relationships. If you guys have, some of you guys do have like beautiful relationships in your adulthood life that you've carried from your childhood life, that's really beautiful. I just wish I could do the same, but we're in different spaces. And yeah, anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I hope I said one or two things that actually made sense, even if most of it was gibberish. Kaya. But I really pray that we make the friends that we need to make, because life is hard, but the burden is so much lighter with a friend. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next episode. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss a single thing. I hope to see you in my next episode. Peace out from the podcast Sunflower. Bye.